Hello, welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. Cedric and Sidra here. And this one begins with, after watching RT America on Contact, the title of it was Third Parties and U.S. Politics with Howie Hawkins. And that'll be down in the description below so you can check that out completely. This was the host, Chris Hedges, who talks to Howie Hawkins, who has sought elected office through the Green Party and other things, a lot of things to learn. One important thing to know before I give this microphone to Sidra is that the Green New Deal was co-opted by the progressives, but initiated 12 years ago by the Green Party. So that's something for you to chew on, and I hope you inform others about that. This is not to get you to leave the Progressive Party for any Green Party or start anything, but truth is truth, and it's to make sure that third parties are not ignored, because ignoring third parties is also what kills democracy. It is a personal, self-induced form of mental slavery to the current voting system of two parties. So I just want you all to keep that in mind. And with that, I'll give it to Sidra Owens.
Okay, so this dude, Howie Hawkins, it sounds like he's planning to run for president under the Green Party. And the problem I have with him, and the problem I have with Kamala, and I don't even know her platform, Beto O'Rourke, I don't know what the hell he stands for. But the problem I have with a lot of these Democrats who have come out of the woodwork is that they haven't been around. Where have they been? If you're going to run for president, you should have got started the day that idiotic ignoramus in that White House now got into office. Where you been? Why don't we know what you stand for by now? We know what Bernie Sanders stands for because he was fighting for it before, during, and now. We even know what Elizabeth Warren is standing for because she's been fighting for the same things. Even if you don't trust her because of the whole Hillary thing and all that, we know where she's been. Where's Howie been? Where's the Green Party? Where's Jill? Where's Jill Stein? It's like Grandpa Freeman from the Boondocks. It's during the Civil Rights Movement. They're gonna go out and try to protest, and they turn dogs on them and fire hoses, and they just escape with their lives. And he runs up in a raincoat with an umbrella, like, what happened? Did I miss it? When we gonna protest? They look at him like, you motherfucker. Hell, you gonna run up now? We done got our ass chewed on by dogs like you finna do something. Where they been? You don't let everybody run the entire Boston Marathon and then show up the last 2 minutes and go through the finish line. What kind of monkey shit is that? Where the fuck have they been? They have no credence with me because they haven't been out there. Everybody's talking like Bernie is, oh, Bernie, he failed before, when it wasn't his fault. He's been fighting for the same shit consistently every day. So fuck all y'all. Fuck Howie, fuck Jill.
All right, so she's mad, and the Green Party, because of this, they stand out as a vanity party, and that's the problem. When you don't put yourself out there and you only show up when it's time for an election, it's almost like you're just trying to scrape up what you can to get a little notice. And then after the elections, they go away. And just to be honest with you, I'm going to bring this up. The reason you don't see a lot of Green Party and others because they don't have the money, the financial backing. The Libertarian Party is quite popular. They got their little niche thing going. They have that. So people are going to donate and whatnot, so they'll always be able to. They're out there and they're campaigning, but they don't get national coverage. The Green Party gets far less than they do. And very few of them get into any office because they don't have any money for these commercials, these ads, to pay off these media giants and sub-giants in order to get themselves noticed in the local area. However,
they get the money together somehow when it's time to run for president.
Not really. Jill Stein, when it came to the last election, the one that Trump won, Jill Stein, she ran. She put herself out there, but you saw no commercial ads on TV. And might I add, when we were asked about that, we were asked who you're going to vote for. Jill Stein wasn't up there. And we asked, why wasn't Jill Stein on that? And she said, because our college told us not to add her up there and to not talk about her.
I remember
So
that.
just keep that in mind. So because people like third parties back then were the progressive. All right. That Green Party was the progressive party. Now, the Democrats, they are seen as the establishment, the status quo. People only know of one of two things, red or blue. Anything else, and this is what, red or blue, anything else isn't true. That was the short little rhyme I heard a few times growing up. And it was, I mean, to me, because my favorite colors were red and blue, and when I heard that, I thought, makes sense to me, because it was just an unconscious bias. I didn't know what the hell I was really thinking and talking about. So I can only imagine when it comes to these adults that get into a party because they decide to choose, I'm poor, I'm Democrat. I'm poor and hate blacks, so I'm Republican, though I agree with the Democrats. But then it turns personal, because if someone attacks that your side has done this, then it's personal and you have to defend yourself, although it's not yourself you're defending. People don't make sense. And that's the problem. So when you get someone like a third party coming out, they're coming out in an area where you have to choose red or blue. So you got green that says, hey, I'm viable, check me out. You got the yellow, they come out, hey, I'm viable, check me out. And the others say, okay, I am sick and tired of the other ones, and I think you're the best, but I'm not going to vote for you because you're not the for sure win. And people want to vote for sure win, not what's best for them. So while people will continue to vote for the for sure win, then they're definitely not going to give what will give us an actual win a chance. So people won't vote for third party. They will not sponsor a third party. They will not even try to put on social media blast about third party being viable, because third party has been ingrained into their brain that they are not worth it. And since the Green Party, since the Libertarian Party, which ain't nothing but Republicans anyway, and the Libertarian, they're really going to screw you over, okay? They're cognitive dissonance, all right, on steroids. But you've got the Green Party. They're not going to get the chance. They can't. It's impossible. And honestly, if Bernie caves again this time, which I'm just not going to, I'll be done at that moment with probably him and the progressives at that moment. Because the progressives, if you notice, they're basically a third party, but they're hijacking the establishment. So the progressives, what are they doing? They're not finding more presidential candidates. All they've got is Bernie Sanders, and they don't even have him. They don't. Bernie is just right now the most progressive, and yes, bar none, out there, top notch, and he should be the lowest standing that we have. As great as Bernie Sanders is on all these policies and issues, he should be the lowest bar. Anything below that should be a no-go.
But it sounds to me that the Green Party is guilty of doing the same thing that everyone else is doing. If you keep doing with the same thing you always do, you're going to get what you always got, right? So if the past, 20 years, waiting until it's time for an election to start trying to get out there isn't working, find another way.
The Green Party, whether you know it or not, like it or not, they've actually done their best to get into the forefront of things. The Green Party, when they first started off, it was basically, let's save the world.
Yeah, I get
and
that.
Everyone was on board. They even had commercials, all right? The Green Party even had commercials. And people was on board. But when it came time for elections, the people abandoned the Green Party. I mean, the Green Party had a mass movement, and then people just abandoned them. Because it's like, okay, all of this tree hugging and saving the planet and saving our air and doing what's best for us and our environment and stuff, that's great. But I don't want you being in charge of anything. That's what the people did. And the Green Party got that, and they had it through media, This is way before internet even got underway like it is today. This is when it was still the long-term dial-up of AOL and stuff.
Yeah.
Even a little bit before that, the Green Party was all about betterment.
Yeah.
And the people wanted that. But when it came to elections, they said, no, you don't have a chance. And just think, the Green Party, if everyone that was all on board back then voted for them, things would be different today. They would be different, but they can't be. And so while the Green Party has worked hard to raise money, nobody's willing to give them money. And the Green Party will not cater to those big donors that say, I'm going to get in your party, and you are definitely going to do these things to basically corrupt everything around you. And since those donors know that they're not going to accept that anyway, they're not going to go to them. The Green Party is the enemy. The Green Party and the Libertarian Party equally in the past 10 years were the party that you go to throw your vote away. Before that, Ross Perot in the independent area, at one point, I don't know if you call it, it was called the Independent Party. But it's not a party. It's just, I'm not for either side, so I'm independent. I'm going to do my own thing, which is where Bernie Sanders is. He's independent. And so the only way Bernie Sanders is going to be able to get on any ticket, the only way he's going to be able to get in any debate is by saying, I am on one of two sides. He's independent, always Vermont with an I next to it because he's independent. But when he's running for president,
He's a Democrat.
There's a D next to it. And that's why. So Bernie basically is the Green Party on steroids by himself, with others coattailing him, but not giving credit to the Green Party or anything else, or giving a light to it. And if we had an actual democracy, an actual one, all parties, although there's probably 75 parties out there, but they would definitely be considered, and there would be a great runoff before the election year itself to which party stands the best chance. And those parties, no more than 4, should be up there on the main ticket.
That's part of the problem, too, because we've never had a democracy. It's not a democratic country. It's a republic.
It's a theocracy, actually. It's a theocratic republic. That's what it is. You can't get in unless you're in the in club. And you won't get the votes of people if you're not religious. So therefore, it is deadlocked. You must believe in God, and you must also be for the big money. And if you're not either, you're just evil. And then you're not going to get the vote.
Yeah.
That's what the problem is. And if anyone has anything to cite or comment or anything like that, please do so in the bottom. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. More exposure is a lot that we need. It is. So as always, we thank you for listening.